Though frankly, like we've been saying, all the action is in the primary markets. And, we're going to do a special deep dive on it. But let me just start by giving you some numbers on ongoing IPOs. So Transrail Lighting on day 3 has been subscribed 80.8 times. DAM Capital has been subscribed 82.08 times on day 3. Mamta Machinery has been sort of the blockbuster. If I just look at the subscription, data, having said that, if it's a smaller issue, then higher subscription data, but that's 194.95 times on day 3. Sanathan Textiles has been subscribed 35.12 times, and Concord Enviro subscribed 10.67 times. Carraro India is the only one on day 2, it's about 0.22 times, but then sometimes you have a lot of interest coming in on day 3. Ventive Hospitality subscribed 1.28 times, and Synoris Pharma about 14 times. Unimec is the other one on day 1 itself, close to 4 times. So we are clearly seeing a very exciting buzz in the primary market. But the question is that how well do they do down the line, which is why we thought we'd put together information on which are the top performing and the worst performing IPOs of 2024, and Anushi is joining with that.
Hey, so now if you have to look at what has happened so far in 2024, the IPO frenzy has remained as the previous 2 years itself. You've seen we've consolidated a list of the top 3 and the worst 3 of the list. So first on the list is Jyoti CNC Automation. While on the listing day it had a 31% of a listing day gain. After that, from the January period from year on, it's seen about a 309% of an increase in its share price if we compare it to the issue price that was there. So Jyoti CNC is the top performer in this space that we are seeing. Next on the list is KRN Heat Exchangers. This is a recently listed company marking its entry into the stock markets in just October 24, but it's had a phenomenal run, about 224% of a gain that we are looking. And Premier Energies, another exciting IPO that everyone was looking forward to. We've seen about a 192% of a gain over the issue price. Even on the listing day itself, it had over a 89% of a gain on the listing day itself. But what's the strategy forward for the business? Let's understand that. Jyoti CNC Automation, the total order book stands at about 4,300 crore, roughly around that figure, with aerospace contributing to about 43% of their mix. Their focus remains on expanding the US market with tech centers planned within a year. They're also exploring opportunities in other countries like Thailand, Vietnam and Indonesia. So something we should definitely keep our eyes on. KRN Heat Exchangers, if we look at the stock price movement, the main peg of this increase that we are looking is its capacity expansion plans. Now, the company has signed a company subsidiary, KRN HVAC Products, has signed a 1,000 crore of a MOU with Rajasthan government, with which the company's capacity is set to expand to 6 times from April 25 onwards. And within 3 years, we'll see full capacity utilization levels. So something definitely we should be keeping a track for, because if we look at the H2 performance, while they maintain a similar revenue growth guidance for the next year, we can look at a higher rate of performance. That's something we should be tracking at. They are also focused on increasing their export mix to North America and Europe. Coming to Premier Energies, they 6,233 crore of an order book of 3,860 megawatt gives company a robust visibility going forward. And other than that, solar module prices have also likely bottomed out. So that is something also we should be keeping our eye on. So as rise in prices will benefit the company going forward. But coming to the worst performers in terms of IPOs 2024, first one on the list is Popular Vehicle and Services Limited. It had seen about a 6.4% of downtick on its listing day itself, and from there on we are seeing about a 45% of losses compared to its issue price. Second is Capital Small Finance Bank, seeing about a 42% of a downtick, and Western Carriers also about a 35% of a downtick. So on all these three, the common factor is from the listing day itself, we are seeing some sort of pessimism. The listing day returns also were negative, around 6 to 7% of a drop, and from there on we are seeing about a further 32 to 40% of a drop. But let's see what's the strategy for these companies as well. In Popular Vehicle and Services, the company maintains their long-term guidance of 15 to 20% despite the muted growth expectations set for FY25. They expect a rebound from those levels, and they're also exploring inorganic growth opportunities. Coming to Capital Small Finance Bank, They're optimistic about achieving a loan book growth of 22% during FY25 and are confident on maintaining credit costs between 0.15% to 0.25% of levels. Last one is vested carriers, wherein 80% of their revenues come from long-term customers with who they have long-standing relationships for more than 3 years. They're focusing on expanding their networks and customer acquisition plans going forward, and strong demand is expected in metals, FMCG and industrial chemicals from H2 FY25 onwards. So whether improvement in terms of performance is on cards, that is something we should definitely be watching out for. But this is overall a consolidated list of the top IPOs and the worst performers of 2024.